When we are too activated or too relaxed, it can cause issues on either side. But if we're right in the middle there, so breathing and having those activations are powerful at any point of your day. So just something you can take with you in your car and, pelvic floor activation. Have I done some today? Just a couple every day. But I love that you're doing yoga every day. I always say, walk 5 miles, or if you can make your way up to that, I know that's a lot. Our squats, maybe 15 squats a day.
I'm just trying to figure out if I keep telling my cousin, I'm like, yeah, maybe I'm instructor keeps telling me to walk 5 miles a day. And I'm like, I'm just trying to figure out where I'm supposed to fit that in my schedule.
Yeah, right? Okay, so the way I used to do it with Lilu is I would go to Gold's and I would let her, we never did daycare at this point, so it was always like, oh, this is your one time.
Yeah.
And you can do this at the rec center too, but I'd drop her off the kids and then I would go on the treadmill and listen to an audio book.
Yeah.
And it was my my me time, because having a baby and growing a baby, you need to take that time. So good stuff.
If I woke up earlier, I might actually.
Ooh,
I've really been letting myself sleep.
good.
I like one of those people. I'm like, I get up and I like to run 2 miles and I'm good. That's it. Start my day. That's some coffee.
But that's 2 miles. You just add 3 more on top of it. You've already done 2. And that's what I'm saying. You've already done 2, so let's not beat ourselves up. You did 2.
In my mind, it's like, I'm gonna walk here. And then,
Oh,
Oh,
great.
that's nice. Yeah.
but then I was like, okay, that's gotta be like a mile and a half or 2.
And that's perfect.
No, it's not. It's like a half.
You're like, I definitely walked 4 miles, and you're like,
It's not crazy. I'm like, you get to that 2.5 mile mark, you're like, that has to be 5. You're like, oh my gosh, I just got to that. All right, well, yay, let's get started. Always fun to connect a little bit before. We'll find a nice, comfortable seat, whatever feels best, whether we're crossing the legs or having our feet touch. My rule of thumb here is just accommodating how you feel and how baby feels in the pelvis. And then as you're here, just starting to find your breath. Get this music going. And then we're just going to check in with ourselves right now and see where we're at. Noticing your breath. And as you're breathing deeply, just let's move side to side. I always like to bring in some movement. Just go side to side. You can go with the curvature of the belly. So maybe you're making these half circles from side to side. What feels good for you? Noticing, checking in with the body. How am I feeling today? And then let's take that half circle to a full circle, moving around the pelvis, breathing a little bit. We'll do one more rotation like that, and then come center, and we'll go into the opposite direction once you're there. We'll just do 3 big circles, noticing your breath, your body, your movement, your presence, and your awareness within the moment, within it all. And when you're ready, go ahead and come center. Let's take a big breath in. We'll work on that pelvic floor. Activate pelvic floor, hold, and then release. As we really come in contact with our pelvic floor, we really see how much it supports us throughout our entire torso in this upright position that we have as humans. And so it's a really integral part of not just our support, but our vitality and livelihood in our bodies. We don't really understand this, of course, until we have babies, or of course, if it becomes a problem, which it can so often become a problem. And so today we're just going to really feel about these different parts of our body. So of course, the pelvic floor, we're also going to feel into our lungs, one hand on the heart, one hand onto baby's home. And then from the lungs, we're going to feel into baby's home. And then with our breath and our presence, our awareness in this moment, we're going to feel into our heart center. So as we check into this space and seeing how you're feeling right now, a great indicator of where you're at, a nice little check-in, is checking in with your heart. How's my heart been feeling? And you don't have to answer that question. That can be a big question, especially in pregnancy, but just meander that question And then go into the physical body and just start to feel the physical body. Breathe deeply into your hands. Let your hands rise and lower. As you feel your presence arrive in this moment and arrive with baby, I want you to give a little message to baby if you would like. You can just say, hi, I love you. For some of us, we know our baby's gender, which is wonderful, and also they are who they are no matter what gender they are. But it almost personifies them a little bit more, right? It gives them a little more of a personality even, with every movement and everything you might feel, especially after that 20-week point. And so feel into them right now. Just this moment of connection. One way we really like to connect with babies is to roll our eyes up and in to the pituitary gland. The pituitary gland is responsible for the production of oxytocin. And so with that, this is how we conceive baby, and this is how our body alerts us when we're ready to labor and deliver baby. And all the while, this is considered the love, you could say, I think they call it the love drug, but it's the love hormone that we have. And so as you roll your eyes up and in and activate this gland and activate that oxytocin, we can share that love, that feeling with baby right now in our presence. Inhale your hands wide and high, taking your palms high to the sky. Let's take a couple breaths with our hands up overhead. One more breath. It's just a great way to get some oxygen into the lungs, and then exhale your hands down to your heart center. And here we are midday, so let's rub our hands together. We do this to wake up the brain. Rub them and create some nice friction. Get it nice and warm. This is balancing the right and left hemisphere of the brain. If you ever feel a little indifferent or one-sided or feeling a little perplexed, again, something very normal. Go ahead when you're ready, settling that warmth at your heart center. You can always plug those hands together and rub them together, and that can really help neutralize the mind. As we begin every practice, we like to tune in for several reasons. This is a very interactive experience with you and baby. And one way that baby interacts with you is through your voice, your sound, the way in which you harmonize it. As you can hear this sound playing right now, they're humming, right? So that's a really deep reverberal sound that we can create in our bodies that baby can feel and hear. So as you're here and we're tuning in, we're actually igniting and recognizing this infinite source of wisdom that's been bestowed upon us by Creator. And we recognize it in ourselves. That's what Om Namo. And then Guru Dev Namo, that is recognizing that infinite wisdom that's from Creator. And so we get to live with this wisdom in ourselves and see it in ourselves as Mama, that mother's intuition. And then we recognize that we receive this divine wisdom from Creator. So that's Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. I honor that wisdom in myself. I honor that wisdom in. Big breath in. Big breath out. Just a second. Get you. Exhale. Now inhale to tune in when you're ready. big breath in. Activate the pelvic floor hold. And we can set one intention or however many we'd like. You can let the breath go, but see if you can maintain that pelvic floor activation. Keep breathing deeply, and we're just working on setting our intention for our practice. Just based off of checking in and connecting with ourselves this morning. Inhale. Activate pelvic floor hold, and then say that intention internally again. Exhale, release your hands. One more time, let's take a big breath in. Activate the pelvic floor hold. Exhale, release. And then as you release, fully let the pelvic floor go, almost like you're trying to open up the pelvic floor. Inhale. As you inhale, start to gather, I must have the information, but start to gather the pelvic floor again, drawing it up and in. And then exhale, release, fully relaxing again, almost like you're trying to open the pelvic floor, which is maybe something we don't actually quite connect with. We'll do that one more time. As you inhale, gathering the pelvic floor up and in. And then activate at the top with just one little squeeze. And then exhale, release, let everything relax. And then as you get to that bottom of the exhale, I want you to imagine breathing out through the pelvic floor. This is going to be a powerful practice for you when you're birthing baby. We really burn and breathe our babies down. And then as we're releasing baby from their original home, there's this really deep sense of release where we have to release the pelvic floor completely so that baby can transfer through. So this is a great practice to have. When you inhale, we're gathering the pelvic floor up and in. And then as you exhale, I want you to almost imagine like you're birthing your baby down and opening up the pelvic floor so that there's this relaxation, this deep opening. This is a great way where we can connect with the pelvic floor. While you're here, take your hands on your knees. We can move our legs out a little bit. I always like to do spinal flexes. It's just great for realigning some things. So we'll inhale forward, exhale back. It also is great with just checking in with the spine. So I like to hang onto my knees and pull myself forward, drawing the shoulders down as I inhale and hanging back, turn towards your chest and down, and baby's home as you exhale. Inhale forward and exhale back. So it's going to look like this, a more powerful breath. Very good. Perfect, just like that. Staying with the movement. 3 more. Then inhale up center. Squeeze your pelvic floor, hold one activation, and then exhale, fully release and breathe that baby down. It's just a practice. All right, now let's start to do some of those swirls. Skippy swirls. Here we are. So any direction is great. Almost mimicking the spinal flexes so that when you come forward, your heart is reaching forward, and as you come back, kind of drawing our chin in towards our chest and rounding back. Just going to do a few of these in this direction. We like to do this to wake up the pelvis. So allow for opening in the pelvis. 3 more rotations in this direction. And then then inhale, up center. Activate pelvic floor squeeze. And then exhale, breathing that energy down through the pelvic floor. Because again, when that time comes, we truly breathe our babies down. And so I want you to get into the habit of that, is when you're imagining that exhale, you breathe it down through the pelvic floor, almost send it out through the pelvic floor. Now to the other direction. About 10 to 15 circles we're going to be doing here. Notice if it's different than the direction you're just in. About 3 more circles. Inhale, upside. Squeeze and activate. And then exhale, breathe down through the pelvic floor. And again, as you're breathing down, I want you to imagine like the pelvic floor is releasing and opening. Also, as you're breathing down, keep your throat soft. Really powerful practice. Let's take right leg out, left leg in. Really powerful practice for birth, because if you ever look at the esophagus or what the throat looks like, it actually is very reminiscent of the cervix. And in Ina May's Guide to Childbirth, she makes great emphasis on keeping your throat relaxed while you're laboring. Because again, we can carry a lot of tension in our throats, right? When we're kind of nervous or scared or in an unquestionable place. Let's inhale our hands up. I'll keep explaining. Exhale, we're going to come over that right leg, grabbing onto the first thing that the body allows. Get a feel for what's going on here today. And then inhale, we'll reach up. Exhale, down. So I want you to think of a moment maybe in your life, maybe stage fright, right? Or like when we were young, we felt really nervous. You could probably connect to your throat a little bit at that time when you felt really nervous. And it's almost like, yes, we get a little choked up in our throats, or we can when we feel nervous. Of course, when you're birthing a baby, you can easily feel nervous. We'll inhale our arms up and exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Take your time here. And so as you inhale, notice your throat. Let it be relaxed and soft. And then as you exhale again, releasing through the throat, down through the pelvic floor. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, coming down. We're going to go for 5 more of these. So just things to kind of get into contact with, because so much of our body, all of our body, let's get real, all of our body's connected. But there's certain areas of our body that are highly connected to other areas of our body, for instance, our throat and our cervix. So as we're in this place where we might feel, uncertain, it can be overwhelming. One key is to start practicing to keep your throat soft. And we do that through our breath. Call it 2 more. So as you're here, we're breathing through the throat. And we're keeping it soft. And then you can start to notice how your pelvic floor is involved with your movement and your breath. Now, it doesn't have to be. Then as you're here, let's keep the right hand on the right foot. Inhale, reaching the left hand across the body and out. I love this because it's just a perfect side body stretch. Bring the arm up and over. Perfect. Inhale, reaching the arm across the chest, reaching out. Exhale, the arm comes up and over. Inhale, reaching out. Exhale, arm up and over. 5 more. Inhale. Exhale. Notice your throat here. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Muscle in your inhale. And exhale. Inhale. That left arm comes up and over, plant it into the mat. Push into left hand, left knee. Reaching right hand up and over. And exhale, coming back down. This is a great one because you're still really stretching the hamstring and the full body, or side bodies really. Inhale, left hand comes up and over. Let's do 5 of these. Up. And then exhale as you come down. Feel into these stretches. If there's something that feels really good here, stay with it. Inhale, your hand up and over. Reach. Exhale down. 2 more. Make sure you're just breathing nice full breaths. Nothing has to be too specific here with the breath. Just breathing deep is perfect. Breathing down into baby's home with each breath is perfect. And then let's come forward for a nice hamstring stretch. So just breathing deep into the back of the leg. Maybe you're feeling your left side body too with your sits bones rooted. Nice breaths into baby's home. Feel that breath come down and almost swirl around baby, right? Filling up that area. And last breath here. Inhale, walking yourself up gently and sweetly. And we will switch, taking our left leg out, right leg in. My rule of thumb, not that we're counting, but if we are 15, right? We're going to do things about 15 times. So if you want to count and it kind of helps, then think 15. Inhale, hands reach up. Exhale, come forward. Now, if you want to spend some time here before we start moving up and down, go ahead and breathe deep here. Feel free to spend as much time as you'd like here. Whenever you feel ready, we can inhale our arms up. Inhaling as you come up. Exhaling as you come down. And letting this be your own time, your own space, connecting and breathing with baby. Connecting and breathing with your body. So much gratitude for both. Say 3 more here. Few breaths here, long and steady. the right arm across. Arm comes up and over. Maneuvering as it feels good for you and me. In. Exhale, arm up. Let's do about 3 more of these. Last one. When you feel ready, inhaling that right hand up and over. I'm using the right hand and knee as you lift up for gate pose. We'll do about 5 or 6 of these, depending on how fast you're moving. And just one more. Long steady breathing here. And when you're ready, slowly bringing yourself back up. Let's sit on our blanket again. We're just going to bring our bottoms of our feet to touch. Knees out wide just for a moment of connection. One hand on the heart, one hand on baby. When we're ready, let's go ahead and make our way to tabletop position. Open up our blanket if we want to use it for support. It's nice to cushion the joints during pregnancy. I like to do cat-cow pretty much every practice because it's so powerful during pregnancy and it's also really powerful after pregnancy. This is the first form of not workout that you can do. Postpartum, and you can do it moments to days after baby. Spread fingertips nice and wide. Inhale, sway. Exhale, round. Inhale, sway. Now, as we sway, rule of thumb here is don't over sway or avoid over swaying. Just let the weight of baby kind of create that natural lordosis for the sway. It's fine. You're going to speed it up a little bit. This is a good pace. Fingers nice and wide, keep those arms nice and strong as you're moving. And as you're here, you can actually have an internal mantra. So we like to say Sat Nam, but Sat Nam essentially translates to I am. It really means truth is my name. Sat is truth and Nam is name. So you can inhale Sat, exhale Nam, and it's almost like you're saying it with your breath. Now, I like it for two reasons. It's purely technical, mechanical, what it's doing. That inner conversation, that inner narrative we have with ourselves can be aligned with so many different things, like our experiences, our beliefs, even things that aren't actually what we are aligned with, just it's part something we picked up along the way. So when we say Satnam or when we say I am, we're actually reprogramming that narrative to something that's more aligned with your divine truth, that truth that came from Creator, that truth that you align with Creator, or however you align, and it brings you back to this place of center, balance within. Okay, we're here for this divine mission that's been bestowed upon all of us. And when we say I am, or when we say Satnam internally, we're realigning with that purpose, that mission, that divine connection to Source. Great way to warm up the spine. Exhale round. Inhale neutral. And exhale child's pose. Knees out wide, big toes touch, tail going down towards your heels. Walking your hands forward, forehead on the mat. Long, steady breathing here. Last breath. Slowly bringing yourself up, drawing the knees in. And we'll bring ourselves up to a tabletop. Go ahead and grab your blocks. We're going to work on the hamstrings today just a little bit, just because I can get tight also. Feels good. So just have your blocks at level 3. Take your right leg out. You're going to inhale, so make sure, so as you come forward, as you can see, my knee's a little bit farther than my ankle. We want a direct line, just a nice, perfect line. So just sort of moving your leg accordingly, what feels good, everyone's great. All right, now inhale, heart reaches up, push onto those blocks through the heels of the palm. And then exhale, pushing back. Heel is driving into the earth as your toes are driving into the sky. I use tucked toes on the back foot because it just helps with balance. But if you like to press the top, just activate the top of the foot. Inhale, let's come forward. Heart is reaching forward. Pull those shoulders down as you find length in the neck. And then exhale, coming right back. Chin into towards the chest, down a baby's helmet. Inhale, coming forward. Exhale, taking it back. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale forward. Exhale back. Keep it going. Let's do about 5 more. This can be our last one unless you're counting and you know exactly how many you're at. Finish your 5. This can be your last one. Inhaling, coming up. And we will heel to the foot back. Kind of keep your hands on the blocks or not. And then send that leg down. Go ahead and find those blocks again. Left foot forward. Same thing with the knee here. Knee is stacked right above the ankle. So it creates a nice flushing alignment. Inhale, heart reaches forward. And exhale, coming back. Inhale, coming forward. Exhale, back. Keep it moving as you feel comfortable. However, take those pauses as you might need to. Three more. As we've completed our last one, you can stay right here. Go ahead and tuck your back toe, lift the back knee. We're going to come into a supported lunge. Breathing deep. And go ahead and somewhat straighten the leg. You can scoot your foot back so you feel comfortable. You switch. Take that right leg to the outside of the block, and then send that left leg back. That's supported lunge. We're going to do a few of these. Just breathing into the stretch, the hip flexors. All right, now pushing up, slightly drawing the foot back so we can switch one more time each side. Whatever feels comfortable for here. Overstretching isn't always the best feeling, especially in pregnancy. And then drawing that foot in, sliding your foot back, stable ground as you switch gently, beautifully. As you're moving forward. And then go ahead. You're going to bring both feet up, but just kind of maneuver yourself. And then squat down. We're actually going to get into a little bit of dancing today. Take that sweet baby for a ride. All right, so we'll have our feet perfect. We can go flat, You want to roll in your mat, you can do that. We're just finding our way here. Now, as we're talking about breathing baby down, that's something, of course, we're going to practice during labor and delivery. But what you practice now is sending your breath down through the pelvic floor and letting the pelvic floor be as relaxed as possible. It's a practice. Breathing deep through the nose, through the throat, right? Soft throat. And then as you're exhaling, imagine you're just breathing through a very soft and open pelvic floor as you exhale out. A lot of those surges or the contractions, and then the breath. And as you use your breath to breathe down with the contraction, it is so powerful how effective it is. So a little practice we can learn right now is just learning how to breathe down and open. It's a great little mantra for pregnancy, or excuse me, for birth. It's open. All right, so then as we're here, that was really awesome. Go ahead and gently come up. And you're just gonna kind of wiggle out. All right, and then you're gonna kind of sway your arms, wiggle up. And then maybe just start to move the arms back, keep your knees bent. We're just gonna kind of move up and down the mat, flowing, bouncing. I think we get scared of the word dance. Dance doesn't have to be anything in particular. You're just moving and bouncing in your joints, moving your body. Maybe you're feeling a stretch while you're also maybe feeling some strengthening. I like to keep the knees bent. Breathe, move. And then any movement you want. It can be flowy. Arms can be out. You're just really getting your heart rate going, getting the good juices flowing into the body, flowing around the body. Breathe. All right, now we're going to do something a little more specific. So bring one hand to your heart, one hand to baby's home. Stay right here. Okay, and then we're going to do a good squat. So feet can be wide, heels can do whatever they'd like. We'll squat down. And then you can kind of turn your heart to the left, reach out, and then you're kind of creating this line, yep. And then inhale, center, reach out. Inhale, center, reach out. And squat, reach out. Breathe. Inhale to reach out, exhale to squat. And then almost put to practice that squat and that exhale, right? Breathing out through the pelvic floor. And you're just connecting with your body, right? We're just connecting with how connected everything is in our body. Notice your throat. Is it soft? Keep it soft. All right, one more time each side. And then you're going to come down to a squat. And then you're going to come up. This is a fun little one we can do once baby is born. Need to get them to go to sleep. Right? I used to do that sometimes if I felt like I didn't have enough time to get a little exercise in, get some re-strengthening in, strap baby to me, and squat till I fell asleep. And then there's always a challenge if they weren't falling asleep. I'm like, can I make it? I'm like, you're not falling asleep right now. All right, 1, 2, and last one, 3. And then as we're here, I want you to just start figure eighting. Keep your feet loose though. And the reason being is because we don't want to lock up the knees. So make a figure 8 with, you can say the tailbone. Sometimes it's nice to have kind of like a pen. The tailbone can kind of be like a pen in the sense of like a point. Breathe. Okay, now other direction. Why is that such a mind thing? You're like, hey, come on, you got this. Hopefully you haven't done leg day, Carly. Okay, last time you came here, I felt bad.
I was dying 3 days after. So that was like 2 leg days in a row.
In a row. You're like, didn't expect prenatal yoga to be leg day. I love it. Oh gosh. My teacher always said, she's like, being pregnant isn't easy. Having a baby and birthing a baby isn't easy. And then being a mom isn't easy. Why should prenatal yoga be easy? You're setting them up for these false hopes. All right, now we come center. Just let yourself kind of come back. Ooh, to this place, the center. And arms. Here we go. We're just gonna do this for our keep up today. And we're gonna move and dance today. And I want you to just move. Swim. Your legs can come together, you can bounce, you can hop, whatever you'd like. Just move. Doing great. Keep it going. Breathe. Lift those arms. After this little movement, we're going to do our squats. And a light little meditation. Up and down. I want to get warm here. And of course, it's just something that happens, but feel the warmth that you're creating. Taking sweet baby for a ride. They love movement, your movement. They love your sound. They love anything that you're doing. Because this is their first home. This is their first knowing of anything. Coolest thing is they're the only ones that know, one, what it sounds like on the inside of your body, but two, what your heartbeat sounds like from the inside of your body. And as your heartbeat is rising right now, not only are you creating a little bit of movement for them, but now you're creating rhythm for them. And they can hear you and feel your breath. And as pregnant mamas move, you can release endorphins. It can feel really good. So then ultimately, baby feels that. Baby feels good too. Breathe, you're doing great. You might notice just moving with the arms makes it easier. Keep it going, keep it moving, you're doing great. A little bit more. Nice and warm. Maybe a tiny little sweat breaking. Stay with your breath. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, arms up. exhale, one hand to heart, one hand to baby. Moving sway side to side. Breathing with your heartbeat. Just rocking yourself side to side. One more breath. And then exhale, breathing down through the pelvic floor. All right, now as we do our squats, we can practice this same breath. So as we gently squat down, go ahead and grab your blanket. So we've got this long length, which helps you because you want your feet about hip width distance. Now you can use your yoga mat. I have a very thick yoga mat, so it's not ideal with the thicker mats. If you have a nice thin mat, then a tight roll is absolutely key. And then making those little foot marks. Beautiful. All right, and the idea here is the feet are straight as possible. Perfect. Love it. Gorgeous. All right, so feet are about hip width distance or wider. Probably feel better wider. Inhale, arms up wide and high. Exhale, hands to heart center, down through heart center. And then come down into a squat pause. All right, so we're just gonna sit here for a second. If we're 36 weeks and farther and baby is still feet down, we would stop about here. So what this little exercise does is it actually shortens the birth canal. And we don't want them to get too comfortable in there if they still need to move around, right? So we stop right here, 36 weeks and later, and feet down still. Hands come down onto the knees, and then just go ahead and roll yourself up. Still a workout as you can feel. All right, inhale, hands wide and high. Otherwise, if we're not there yet, everyone just squat flat back all the way down the wall. Yes. Fingertips drop. Beautiful tailbone stretches. Inhale, rolling up. Beautiful arms up. And go for it. Solid breathing throughout. Breathing down through the pelvic floor. Inhaling up. Nice big breaths in as you come up. Inhaling those arms up. Exhaling, squatting back down. Very good. Taking this at your pace. Three more. And once we come up to standing, this will be the last one. Fantastic. And then as you're here, you can just let your feet do whatever they want. Maybe push the knees open with the hands. One breath, breathing down through the pelvic floor. So we do a lot of activations, and today we really focus on almost unactivating, breathing out through the pelvic floor. One more time. Powerful tool for pregnancy is learning how to breathe down through the pelvic floor. All right, go ahead and come up and off the roll. You can fold it up, giving yourself plenty of space and room here. So we're gonna do a meditation, short one. And it's really just to help neutralize the mind. So we'll just bring our hands to touch. The elbows are going to be out. Hands stay at the heart center. You actively press through the palms and hold to your breathing. Just stay with your breath. And then as we're here, we're going to do about a minute of just pressing. So active pressing through your palms. And then try to keep your attention and your awareness at both palms and then their touch. Where we're feeling worried or concerned, which is a biased feeling versus a neutral feeling, right? Your hands at your heart touching, passing away. It's going to be a powerful meditation during labor. Just pressing your palms away with all the pressures you might feel during the experience of labor. You can equally put that pressure into your hands to counteract it, to keep your mind neutral. We as mothers can start to allow for birth to become a neutral event. The more neutral it is, the more natural it is. Feel strong in your hands. Let this meditation build confidence. Confident in your ability to birth and your ability to mother and your ability to navigate the unknown. Letting your heart settle. Say last 15 seconds of active pressure through the palms. Sit tall, hearts reaching forward. Take a big breath in. At the top of the inhale, squeeze and activate through pelvic floor. Press those palms away, hold. And then exhale all the way down through the pelvic floor. Breathe it out, open up. Release your hands. Take a breath in, sweet breath in. Sweet breath out. Let's go ahead and make our way down to the left side of the body. Closing the eyes. And use your blanket as a pillow or to support your hips. Let yourself go down. Comfortable space. Laying on your left side. last part of our class, I love to encourage mamas to rest. And so for this class, you can stay here as we close out. Or if you feel comfortable, you can, of course, rise to your seat and we will sing our final prayer and song. It's called Longtime Son. Hum along if you'd like as you learn the words. We sing this to our babies, we sing this to other mothers and their babies, and so on and so forth. Sending this prayer out. May the longtime sun shine upon you, all love surround you. And let your light within you guide your way home. Guide your way home. May the longtime sun shine on you, all love surround you, and let your light within you guide your way home. Guide your way home. May the longtime sun shine upon you, all love surround you, and let your light within you guide your way home. Guide your way home. Guide your way home. Finish in a sat nam, long sat, short nam. So much love, so much gratitude. Thank you so much, mamas, for joining me today. Hope you have a beautiful rest of your week. I appreciate you so much. I'm just so happy for both of you. I love this so much. Babies. How are you feeling this time around?
I'm blessed. I'm way more distracted, that's
Yeah.
days and weeks and everything. But this is really good because it's making me I just like have kind of
And
like I labored and birthed it and then kind of thought everything
Yeah.
out, and then I'm remembering.
You're remembering. You're coming
I
back.
am. Yeah.
Right? That's so cool. Well, and that's, I guess, I always wonder, because it's like, for some mamas that have already had a baby, it's like, I never know if it's an advantage or disadvantage, because you know what's coming.
I think it's definitely a good.
It's a way advantage after a while. You're like, actually, it's good that I know.
Well, I feel like for me, I had
Oh,
so then I was like pumped up,
so that was oh. How was that?
It was so my birth kind of happened to me.
Yeah.
So it was nothing happened for a while. It's like,
Yeah. Yeah.
and then
So you went into the interest.
yeah.
Right. And that was preeclampsia for the first one.
Yeah. And then everything happened. Like, it was not that. But I was like,
Right, and,
Right?
yeah, all this,
Yeah, it's funny. I didn't know what to expect, and then by the time I was birthing, I was like, I did homework, and I was like, this is too soon. Because of my previous experience, I was like,